the Young Leadership Council's mission is leadership development through community engagement.
Okay.
So they had 20 community programs, all volunteer-led. They said, we're scrapping all of them and trying to figure out what the new Orleans needs.
And this was post-Katrina.
Post-Katrina,
We've
2016.
been doing this thing, but let's...
Yeah, so they literally hit the pause button and reimagined new programs. Some of the programs survived.
Sure.
Some were new. But there you get to meet incredible people who are all peers of mine at this point in my career, who wanted to do amazing things.
Yeah.
So Youth Run NOLA came out of that period, which is a very successful nonprofit.
Initial funders for the Youth Run.
Yeah, we were.
Denali was episode 2 or 3 for us.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. So, just an inspiring program. We also started the Wednesday at the Square concert series.
Sure.
The Downtown Development District had been doing them, but in a totally different way. They probably had a few hundred people out there, a little small stage, not a whole lot of sponsorship. And it was some of the members of the board, including myself at that point, because I was on the board before I was the executive director. We went out and said, we're going to raise money and we're going to make this into an annual Rite of Spring.
Something big.
Yeah, and we did. And it was probably the highlight of my career, one of the highlights of my career.
And it's such a cornerstone.
It is. And it was young people. Mm-hmm. At that point, the entrepreneurial movement in New Orleans was just starting.
Yes.
504 Forward just came into play. Idea Village had just been formed. Mm-hmm. I mean, and here we were. The YLC's always been sort of the community service aspect of that ecosystem. So I was working with a lot of bright people who were, I'm a very risk-averse person.
Sure. And
they were very risk-hungry. And so we were like, you know what? We can always ask forgiveness because we're only, at that point, I was 30. So it was a great time to really practice all of the skills that I had been telling clients how to do things, and now I was the client. I was running the organization. So Wednesday at the Square really took off, and we raised $500,000 a year through that program, through that 12-week concert series.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
So that must have been really interesting to see. You're coming back post-Katrina. You're connecting with folks who are really digging their toes in and saying, no, the city's coming back, because that was such a painful time in the city's history.
Yeah.